Welcome to China, a land where ancient wisdom meets some of the most breathtaking natural wonders on Earth. From the towering peaks of the Himalayas to the surreal rainbow mountains of Zhangye, China unfolds like a living tapestry, an endless collection of places that feel almost otherworldly, waiting to be explored. Beyond the icons you've seen 1,000 times, the Great Wall, the Forbidden City, lie secrets that few ever witness. There's Mount Hua with its daring cliffside trails, or the tranquil West Lake in Hangzhou, where time seems to move slower and silence feels sacred. Ancient temples stand proudly atop jagged cliffs. Hidden valleys hold centuries-old traditions, and legends whisper down through generations. In this video, we're taking you on a journey, not just to China's most famous landmarks, but deep into the heart of its lesser-known treasures. Prepare to be enchanted by the culture, the landscapes, and the timeless stories that make China a place of mystery and magic. So, are you ready for the adventure? Quick question for you. Do you know which mountain is the tallest in China? Drop your guesses in the comments. Oh, and did you know China is the world's largest tea producer? For more than 4,000 years, tea has shaped not just daily life, but also medicine, ceremony, and culture. Especially in Yunnan, the very birthplace of the tea plant. Green, black, oolong, and pu'er teas all carry their own distinct flavors and health benefits. Here, tea is more than just a drink. It's a ritual, a tradition, a philosophy. Before we dive into the beauty of China, have you ever dreamed of visiting these places yourself? Let us know down below. And if you enjoy traveling the world with us, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us keep exploring the most awe-inspiring destinations on the planet. Zhangjiajie National Forest Park, where mountains float and myths breathe. In the heart of China's Hunan province lies a place that looks like it belongs to another planet. Towering sandstone pillars, some soaring over 1,000 feet, rise straight into the sky, creating a landscape so surreal it inspired the floating mountains in the film Avatar. This is Zhangjiajie National Forest Park, part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site known as Wudang. Covering over 4,800 hectares, the park feels like a portal to another world, where the line between earth and sky fades, and every turn reveals a new wonder. One of the most thrilling ways to take it all in? The Bailong Elevator, a glass lift that shoots you 560 feet straight up the cliffside, offering panoramic views of a landscape sculpted over 300 million years by erosion, wind, and shifting earth. But beyond the epic visuals, Zhangjiajie holds something deeper. Local legends speak of ancient spirits and guardians still dwelling in the peaks, giving the park an almost sacred energy. This isn't just nature at its most dramatic. It's a reminder of how small we are and how powerful and patient the earth can be. Zhangjiajie humbles you, and in that quiet humility, something magical happens. Danxia, a landscape painted by the gods. In the heart of China's Gansu province lies a place that seems almost too surreal to be real. This is Danxia National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site stretching over 200 square miles, where nature looks like it borrowed a painter's brush and spilled every color across the land. Towering rock formations glow in vibrant stripes of red, yellow, green, and even hints of blue, each one shaped over millions of years by tectonic shifts, wind, and rain. The result? A landscape so bold, so otherworldly, it feels like the gods themselves created it just to remind us how wild and wondrous Earth can be. These rainbow cliffs date back to the Cretaceous period, over 100 million years ago. And thanks to the dry climate and fierce winds, the vivid layers have been perfectly preserved, frozen in time like a natural mural painted by the planet itself. But Zhangjiajie is more than a geological marvel. This was once part of the ancient Silk Road, the legendary trade route that connected east and west. For thousands of years, merchants, explorers, and dreamers passed through here, leaving behind a quiet echo of human history woven into the cliffs and canyons. To stand in Zhangjiajie is to witness both the power of nature and the passage of time. It's a place that asks you to slow down, to reflect, and to realize that the most breathtaking beauty often comes from the slow, patient hand of time itself. The Great Wall of China. More than just a wall, stretching more than 13,000 miles across northern China, the Great Wall stands as one of humanity's most astonishing achievements, a symbol of resilience, endurance, and cultural identity. Built over centuries, starting as early as the 7th century BC, this monumental structure winds its way across mountains, deserts, and rugged terrain. The most iconic sections we see today, with their towering stone walls and watchtowers, were shaped during the Ming Dynasty between 1368 and 1644. Each brick, each step, is a testament to the determination and ingenuity of those who came before. But behind its epic scale lies something more mysterious. According to old legends, ghost soldiers still patrol the wall at night, and ancient scrolls speak of hidden chambers, long sealed and waiting to be discovered. Myths and history intertwine here, blurring the line between reality and the supernatural. The Great Wall is more than a border made of stone. It's a living monument to the soul of China, where architecture, legend, and the weight of time come together to create something truly timeless. The Forbidden City, where China's history lives behind walls. At the very heart of Beijing stands a place unlike any other, a vast imperial complex where power, culture, and history once walked side by side. This is the Forbidden City. For nearly 500 years, from 1420 until the fall of the monarchy in 1912, emperors of the Ming and Qing dynasties ruled China from within these towering red walls. Spanning over 180 acres and containing nearly 1,000 exquisitely crafted buildings, the Forbidden City glows with golden rooftops and holds within it a silence that feels almost sacred. Encircled by a massive wall and a deep protective moat, this palace wasn't just a royal residence, it was a symbol of ultimate power and separation. A city within a city, where only a chosen few could enter. Every hall, every courtyard, every detail carved into wood or stone tells a story of ambition, ceremony, secrecy, and splendor. Built with the finest materials and adorned with intricate carvings, the Forbidden City stands as the pinnacle of classical Chinese architecture. It wasn't only a center of government, it was a cultural heart, where music, philosophy, and tradition were preserved and passed down. In 1987, it was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a tribute to China's profound cultural legacy. Today, the gates are open, but even now, as visitors wander through the grand courtyards and ornate chambers, there's a sense that the city holds back its secrets. The air carries whispers of a different time, and the walls seem to breathe with memory. This isn't just a historical site, it's a living story. A place where the past lingers, where time folds in on itself, and where the soul of a civilization still waits quietly behind its ancient doors. Ruyi Bridge, where architecture and nature move as one. Rising above the lush valleys of eastern China's Zhangjiajie scenic area is a structure that seems to defy gravity and expectations. Opened in 2020, the Ruyi Bridge is named after an ancient Chinese symbol of prosperity and harmony. The jade Ruyi. Its design is as poetic as its name. Three elegant, interwoven curves stretch effortlessly across a canyon more than 300 feet deep. From a distance, it looks less like a man-made structure and more like a ribbon of steel and glass floating in midair. Spanning nearly 100 meters, the bridge invites visitors to walk above a panorama of emerald valleys, jagged peaks, and whispering forests. And thanks to its glass-bottom floor, it offers more than just breathtaking views. It gives you the feeling of walking through the sky. But the Ruyi Bridge is more than an engineering marvel. It's a quiet celebration of balance between human creativity and the raw beauty of nature. A reminder that sometimes the most powerful designs aren't those that conquer the landscape, but those that flow with it. Harbin, the magic of ice and the poetry of winter. Every year, the city of Harbin in northeastern China transforms into a shimmering fairy tale carved from ice and snow. Located in Heilongjiang province, where winter temperatures plunge well below freezing, this is the perfect stage for the largest ice and snow festival in the world. Towering ice palaces glow against the frosty night sky. Delicate snow sculptures tell stories of myths and dreams. And when the sun goes down, the entire city sparkles in a kaleidoscope of color and light. The origins of this one-of-a-kind festival date back to 1963, but it wasn't until the 1980s that it began capturing the imagination of visitors from around the globe. Today, walking through Harbin's frozen streets feels like stepping into another world, where art and nature meet in astonishing forms. Towering slides of polished ice, glowing castles, and intricate sculptures capture winter in its purest, most magical state. But Harbin isn't just a visual spectacle. It's a celebration of beauty in the cold. Traditional performances and dazzling light shows turn this frozen city into a living poem, where the chill in the air is softened by the warmth of wonder. Harbin reminds us that even in the deepest freeze, there is joy to be found. That from ice and silence, something radiant can emerge, something that makes us pause, breathe, and believe in magic again. Laojun Mountain, where the soul of China touches the sky. High above the city of Luoyang, in China's Henan province, rises the sacred Laojun Mountain, a place where history, spirituality, and nature come together in perfect harmony. Named after Laojun, the legendary founder of Taoism, this mountain is believed to be where he once meditated and found enlightenment. At over 7,200 feet, the views are breathtaking. Ancient temples nestled among dramatic peaks, wrapped in drifting clouds like a dream made real. At the summit sits the Golden Peak Temple, an elegant structure gleaming against the sky. More than an architectural masterpiece, it's a spiritual beacon, drawing pilgrims from around the world to its silence and clarity. But Laojun Mountain isn't just a place of faith. Its dense green forests are alive with rare plants and vibrant wildlife. And with each season, the landscape transforms. In spring, the slopes bloom with color. In summer, the greenery deepens. Autumn brings golden fire to the trees, and in winter, snow softens the peaks into quiet poetry. Throughout the year, traditional Taoist festivals fill the mountain with music, incense, and devotion. Pilgrims gather not just to honor Laozi, but to celebrate the ancient bond between humanity and the natural world. And if you stay long enough, you might witness the Sea of Clouds, a slow-moving tide of mist that weaves between the peaks, turning the entire mountain into something otherworldly. Laojun isn't just a mountain, it's a place of stillness, of reflection, of deep-rooted wisdom, a place where the soul of China seems to rise up and brush gently against the sky. Wangxian Valley, where architecture and nature flow in poetic harmony. Tucked away in China's Jiangxi province lies a hidden gem, Wangxian Valley, a place where nature, culture, and design come together in quiet, breathtaking unity. Just 30 miles from the city of Shangrao, the landscape here feels like it was lifted straight from an ancient Chinese legend. Homes cling dramatically to cliff faces, defying gravity with elegance and grace. It's a sight that makes you pause, not just for the view, but for the feeling it stirs. These cliffside dwellings blend traditional Chinese aesthetics with modern architectural lines, telling stories of careful craftsmanship and deep respect for the natural world that surrounds them. Here, nature isn't just a backdrop, it's part of the design. Though Wangxian is a relatively new destination, every corner feels timeless. Hand-built streets echo the charm of ancient towns. Strolling through places like Baihua Alley or Lingang Lane, you'll find not only local delicacies but also handmade art, echoing centuries of cultural heritage. At the edge of it all, high above the valley, a scenic overlook opens like a window into another world. And from the famous Lan'an Bridge, sweeping views reveal the valley's full beauty, a place where the rhythm of life slows and the connection between people and the land becomes something you can feel in your chest. Wangxian is a valley of dreams, a quiet invitation to pause, to breathe, and to feel the silent magic of China gently settle into your soul. Fenghuang, the town where time stands still. Tucked among the misty mountains of China's Hunan province lies Fenghuang, a town where time seems to have quietly stopped moving centuries ago. Its name means phoenix, drawn from an old legend that tells of two phoenixes so enchanted by the beauty of this place, they chose never to leave. Fenghuang is famous for its stilted wooden houses perched gently over the Tuo River. Their reflections ripple in the calm water, blending with the slow current to create a scene that feels timeless. Cobblestone streets wind gently through the town, whispering stories of long-forgotten days. The old city walls still stand in silence, bearing witness to centuries of life and change. But Fenghuang is more than a beautiful relic. It's a living expression of China's cultural richness. Here, Han, Miao, and Tujia traditions flow together, giving the town a vibrant, layered soul. Ancient crafts like silverwork and batik dyeing are still passed down by hand, infusing everyday life with artistry. Landmarks like the majestic Hong Bridge and the former home of renowned writer Shen Chongwen add historical depth to the town's poetic charm. And as you stroll through its alleys, past red lanterns, riverbanks, and the echo of temple bells, you'll feel how history and the present, nature and humanity, myth and reality all blend into one seamless rhythm. It's as if the soul of Fenghuang is whispering, "Stay a little longer," and you'll understand why the phoenix never left. Jiuzhaigou Valley, where legends come to life. Hidden deep within the mountains of China's Sichuan province lies a place so breathtaking, it feels like you've stepped into a dream. This is Jiuzhaigou Valley, a landscape of such surreal beauty it barely seems real. A UNESCO World Heritage Site, Jiuzhaigou is famed for its turquoise lakes, so clear they reflect the sky like glass, cascading waterfalls that echo through the forest, and snow-capped peaks that seem to float above the earth. According to an old legend, a goddess once dropped her enchanted mirror, shattering it into 118 shimmering pieces. Each piece became a lake, each one unique, each one spellbinding. But Jiuzhaigou is more than just a natural wonder. It holds deep cultural significance for the Tibetan and Chang people, whose songs, stories, and traditions have been rooted in this valley for centuries. With every season, the colors shift. Lush green in spring, golden and fiery in autumn, it's a place where legend and reality blur, where the natural world seems to whisper its secrets, inviting you into a realm of awe and wonder. The Yuanyang rice terraces, where humanity and nature become one. In the southern province of Yunnan, high in China's Alao Mountains, the Yuanyang rice terraces unfold like living artwork, layer upon layer carved into the hillsides by the Han people over 1,300 years ago. These hand-shaped terraces wrap around the mountains in graceful, flowing patterns, turning the landscape into something almost surreal, like a painting brought to life. But the real magic lies in how these terraces change with the seasons. In winter, they become shimmering mirrors, flooded with water and reflecting the sky like scattered silver glass. In spring, they turn a hopeful, glowing green. And by autumn, golden waves of ripened rice ripple across the hills like an endless sea. Now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the terraces are more than an engineering marvel. They're a symbol of harmony. With intelligent water management and sustainable farming, generations of Han people have lived in balance with nature, not against it. To visit Yuanyang isn't just to see something beautiful, it's to witness a way of life that flows with the land. A quiet wisdom lives here, one that reminds us that true beauty comes from harmony, between people and the earth and the sky. The Wudang Mountains, in the realm of Taoist wisdom. Tucked away in China's Hubei province, the Wudang Mountains rise through layers of mist, an ethereal landscape of ancient temples, whispering forests, and cloud-kissed peaks. A UNESCO World Heritage Site, this mountain range is more than just stunning scenery, it's the spiritual heart of Taoism, a philosophy rooted in balance, nature, and inner peace. Here, high among the clouds, legendary temples have stood for centuries. The iconic Purple Cloud Temple and the shimmering Golden Hall, with its bronze walls glowing in the sun, are more than architectural marvels. They are sacred spaces that echo with centuries of meditation, prayer, and practice. Wudang is also the birthplace of Wudang Kung Fu, a graceful, flowing martial art deeply entwined with Taoist principles of harmony and energy. Every movement tells a story of control, connection, and the search for inner stillness. Myths say that it was on these very peaks that the Taoist deity Zhenwu, also known as the perfected warrior, attained enlightenment. His presence is still said to linger in the mountain's silence and strength. But Wudang's magic isn't only spiritual. For nature lovers, it's a hidden paradise. Ancient pine forests, rare flora, and winding paths pull you into a world that feels untouched by time, a world that invites you to slow down and look inward. To walk the trails of Wudang is to step into a place where history, nature, and the human spirit merge. A sanctuary of reflection, stillness, and timeless wisdom, where every breath feels like a conversation between you and the mountain itself. Mount Emei, a sacred bridge between heaven and earth. In the heart of China's Sichuan province rises Mount Emei, one of Buddhism's 4 sacred mountains and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Towering over 10,000 feet, it has stood for centuries as a spiritual sanctuary, home to more than 30 ancient temples scattered across its mist-covered slopes. At its peak, the Golden Summit Temple gleams in the morning light, its golden roofs catching the sunrise like a silent promise of enlightenment, floating between sky and earth. But Mount Emei is more than a place of worship. It's a living chapter of history. The very first Buddhist temple in China was built here in the 1st century AD. Ever since, pilgrims from across the world have come here in search of peace, clarity, and connection. Nature here is just as awe-inspiring as the spiritual energy. Dense forests wrap around the mountain, waterfalls whisper through the trees, and rare plants bloom in quiet corners. Tibetan macaques play among the branches, their families having called these woods home for generations. Not far away, the great Buddha of Laojun watches over the land. Standing 233 feet tall and carved directly into the cliffside, this massive figure radiates calm and wisdom, a silent guardian of the region's soul. Climbing Mount Emei is more than a physical journey. It's a path inward, a place where sky, earth, and spirit converge, and where, if you listen closely, the mountain might just speak to something deep inside you. The Yellow Mountains, where beauty meets the spirit. In eastern China's Anhui province rise the Yellow Mountains, known in Chinese as Wangxian. These granite giants wrapped in clouds and mystery have stirred the hearts of artists, poets, and philosophers for centuries. It's a place of legends, where twisted ancient pines cling to sheer cliffs, strange rock formations defy imagination, steam rises from healing hot springs, and entire seas of clouds drift silently through the valleys. These are the 4 wonders of Huangshan, and each tells its own story. But Huangshan is more than just a masterpiece of nature. For thousands of years, Taoist pilgrims have climbed these peaks in search of clarity and connection. Temples and sacred sites dot the landscape, none more striking than the famed Cloud Temple, which floats among the mountaintops like a dream. It's no surprise that even Hollywood couldn't resist its spell. The floating mountains in Avatar were inspired by these very cliffs. To walk through Huangshan is to walk a line between heaven and earth, between what's real and what feels otherworldly. It's a place that doesn't just take your breath away, it quietly asks you to find yourself again. Erhai Lake, where the soul of China rests on water. In the heart of Yunnan province lies a lake that seems to breathe in silence. Erhai, the ear-shaped sea, named for its long, graceful curve nestled between mountains and fertile valleys. Spanning nearly 100 square miles and sitting at an elevation of almost 6,500 feet, Erhai Lake is more than a body of water. It's a presence, a mirror of sky and earth resting quietly between the mist-covered peaks of the Changshan Mountains. For centuries, the lake has been the lifeblood of the Bai people, an ethnic minority whose villages line the shore like pearls on a string. Their traditions flow with the rhythms of nature, planting, fishing, celebrating, as they have for generations. Around the lake, ancient temples peek out from behind trees. Small islands drift like thoughts in a dream. And when the sun begins to set, the surface turns to gold, glowing softly as traditional fishing boats glide silently across the water. Erhai doesn't shout to be seen. It whispers. It invites you to slow down, to breathe, to feel the stillness that exists just beneath the surface of life. This lake is not just a natural wonder. It's a symbol of harmony, where past and present, culture and nature, humanity and the sacred all coexist. And for those who stand at its edge, something unspoken often stirs, a quiet reminder of how deeply beauty can move us when we simply let it in. And so our journey across China comes to an end, for now. From soaring mountains to mirrored lakes, from ancient temples to modern wonders, we've only just scratched the surface of a land where history breathes, nature speaks, and the soul lingers. If this journey moved you, even just a little, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Where should we explore next? Until then, may the beauty of this world stay with you, wherever you are.